I want to stress the importance of listening when you're in a communication. For most of us that wants to become an influential speaker, you want to be able to communicate your mind clearly. You want to be regarded as a great speaker. You want to speak and you want people to listen and have something important to take away from what you've just communicated to them about. Well, here's the ironic part of a communication. You need to listen to communicate effectively. 50% of communication is actually listening, not talking. So, one way to instantly boost your communication skill is to listen more. Because when you listen, you are replying to what the other person is telling you, not what you have in your own mind, which most of the time is not congruent with what the other person have in their own mind. So, if you go about your day talking to the 95% of the populace, which is just normal average people like me, like you, until we start to say, okay, we want to shift from being a normal person in communication to becoming a better person in communication. If you're talking to 95% of people, most people, what they do in communication is they have all this information in their own head and they start downloading it to you like boom, 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 boom. Not listening, not caring what the other person is saying, just saying what's on their own mind. And what this does is it gives the other person the impression that one, you're not listening, two, you don't even know what they're saying, because if you're not saying something that is not congruent to what they have in their own thoughts, then you're not a good communicator in their own mind. And for most people you will meet, you will come across as a bad communicator. So one way to instantly fix this problem is to start listening more. When you're in a conversation, make it a role, your job, to listen more than you talk. Do you understand? You need to practice listening, and this can be a little bit hard because the instant someone says something, our head already thinks of a reply and we want to get that reply out as soon as possible. But that is wrong. When you listen more, you actually become more of a better communicator. Look at great speakers. What do? They wait to be asked the question first and then they give their own reply. Oh shit. Sorry about the camera. Great communicators never ask questions first. They are always the one receiving questions and answering questions. That is what great communicators do. Look at every great communicator you can think about. I don't want to mention the ones in my mind because they might be different from the ones you have or you perceive as great communicators, which can make our communication incongruent because you have something different in your mind and I have something. It just goes back to what I just said about listening more. So think about any great communicator you can think about. Someone that you like, someone that you fancy, someone that you like to watch all the time. If you consider them a great communicator, I guarantee you they listen way more than they speak. And if you too want to move from being a normal person to a great communicator, the first thing you need to start doing is listening. Listen and do not talk. Don't be like the most people that just yab. And if you're yabbing, you're saying nonsense, you're shouting shit. So you need to learn to listen and just perceive what the other person is saying so you can give them a response tailored to exactly what they said. And if this topic is something you know nothing about, it actually doesn't hurt to say, hey, look, I don't know much about this topic, but and this is what I think and what I know or what I've heard or what I've seen other people talk about this topic, but I have no personal opinion. It's way better than trying to come up with some shit because you look like an idiot. So start implementing this in your life. I actually also started implementing this in my life and it helped tremendously. Just questions and questions, or receiving questions and answering questions. Okay? I hope this helps. I'll see you at the top.